Okay, I have to remake this because I misspoke and said this was a serial killer. He's not a serial killer. This guy is a psychopath. So I'm going to go through this again and reread. It's the same reading as I did before, but again, it's not a serial killer. Although you'll hear, I'm going to show you this introduction of this guy. Totally scary, and then we'll get to the artwork that he had on his wall. So let's go into this. Criminal Psychopaths Undoing.
My very first contemplation of criminal behavior was trying to put together a plan of getting away with murder. And I was going to kill my brother. I knew that every Sunday I'd jump on his bike and he'd head down the road to join up with some other fellas. And he loved that bike. And he used to tell me, "You ever touch my bike, I'll kill you." So this Sunday morning, while he's working, I take his bike. I knew if I provoked it just a little bit more that he would chase me. So I gave him a couple of kicks and took off on a dead run for a tree that was right beside my grandfather's barn. And it went up onto the roof. And on the opposite side of the barn, there were cutter rakes. And sure enough, he chased me up there, and as he topped the edge of that roof, I kicked him off it. And he fell onto those rakes. Some court people came and got me. I stabbed my first man. I stabbed him. He lived. But it sent out a clear word to the rest of them that you don't want to be messing with this kid. He'll stick you.
Psychopaths can sing the lyrics, but they don't respond to the melody.
For identifying psychopaths. In a carefully structured interview, an expert using the checklist.
This particular unit represents the uncontrollable, the undesirables, the ones that refuse to program, is what they refer to as the most disruptive. I'm here serving a 5 to 20 year sentence for sexually molestation of 4 boys, the ages of 4 to 12.
Wayne has been here for more than 10 years and perhaps has 10 more to do. He scored 40 on the psychopathy checklist. It's the maximum possible and extremely rare. The authorities here believe that time and money spent trying to reform psychopaths like Wayne is a worthwhile investment.
Which distinguish these folks. What can you tell us about your early years, where you grew up?
Okay. Well, I just turned 45, the 23rd of January.
Wayne's sessions with Tom Powell are little more than conversation therapy, for no one yet has any real idea what works in the treatment of psychopaths. But Powell is discovering the complexity of the personalities he's dealing with.
I keep to myself. I do a great deal of studying. I do a great deal of reading. I do a great deal of writing.
Psychopaths can be wondrous in many ways, and one of them is their ability to engage otherwise knowing and well-informed therapists about their sincerity and their desire to change, has seen the error of his ways.
The therapists are wonderful. I learn a great deal from them. Sometimes it can be hard. I suppose that's the way it's supposed to be when you're growing up. I'm ready to go now. I know that decision will come from others who have already seen my change.
And even when we get them into prison, say, well, we're only talking about 15 or 20% of the prison population, is it worth really paying attention to them? It sure is. And the reason is there may only be a small number of psychopaths in the population, but the damage they inflict on society is very widespread.
I knew that I had to get in touch with some deeper level of interconnection so that I could identify with humanity. We're all born with a conscience, We learn not to touch the stove because it's hot. Until we touch the stove and get burned, then and only then we don't touch the stove again. Compassion and empathy is a learned process. It starts off at a very early age.
They are very gifted at being able to convince you, I'm harmless, I did not do it, there's absolutely no way I'm responsible for this crime. These are very good actors.
They can read an audience or an individual as well as anyone that I've ever seen if they want.
My idol is John Lennon. And of course, on the other side of the tracks, we have Willie Nelson. He represents freedom in different ways. Love, peace, harmony, togetherness, connection with the polar bears, and freedom in general.
Culturally, we find some difference between United Kingdom and North America. Our psychopaths.
And of course, the feathers represent freedom, and the leaf represents changing of the times. And there's some little thing that I stuck together, and my philosophy is it's our life, and we have a right to cry if we want to.
A lot of people were particularly love and
Okay, so let me turn this back around. I'm going to stop it there. And now you heard his explanation of what it is. And again, trying to con them that he's just so reformed. But I'm going to go through this again. Like I said, I have to redo it because I said it was a serial killer, although he has killed somebody. He killed his brother. Okay. Very dangerous person. He's definitely a psychopath. So let me turn this around and then we'll go through his collage work. When I saw it on the wall, I said, oh, I've got to do this. This is like crazy. So let me turn this around and we'll go through it again. Anyway, let me pull this up. This part's very clear. This part is not so clear, but let's go through this again. If you notice this bottom part, it's empty. Now that's very telling right there. It's somebody that really is not connecting emotionally. They're really vacant. Okay. John Lennon is somebody that wound up becoming prey. He wound up being murdered by somebody. And then we have Willie Nelson with whatever he's representing to this guy. But he's saying, yeah, this, this polar bears, these are a nice, loving family, okay? No, polar bears are cold-blooded stalkers and killers. So we have up here, his warm, fuzzy family thing is a predator. They are a cold predator. And what's he looking down on? He's looking down on prey, okay? He's looking down on prey, okay? And this guy is like the polar bear looking down on prey, and he's vacant in his emotions, okay? And they're very good con. He's like a fisherman. He's going to fish, okay, and catch his prey, okay? Now what's really scary with this guy, and he doesn't address this at all, okay? Hell has less fury. Hell has less fury than this guy. This guy, again, is cold-blooded, has, again, down here, vacant emotion, and looks for prey, looks for his prey. Then it comes down, it's our life and we cry if we want to. He says that's his motto now. Okay? No. If somebody cries or somebody is, again, he sees them as prey. He's trying to say, diffuse your anger. Okay? Again, trying to con them that I've seen the light now, and so I'm all good. But no, this is really what's going on. This is the big thing. This is the con. He's trying to catch him with that. Okay, diffuse your anger. I'm just going to diffuse my anger. Okay, and it's a life. We could cry if we want to. You know, he molested 4 boys. He raped 4 boys. Okay, very young kids. And he has, again, no emotional attachment to what he's done. He just sees his prey. They're weaklings, they're prey. Yeah, no problem with that. Okay, so again, this is what's really, hell has less fury. Again, he's like the fisherman. He's going to con them. He's going to, try to pull the wool over their eyes. He's a cold stone predator, okay, that has to be above him. This is his sense of power, but he's vacant. He needs to be up here, have this to convince himself that he has some strength somewhere, and he's always on the lookout for his prey. The innocent. He preys on the innocent, okay? He preys on the innocent. So, you can never turn your back on somebody like this. Hell has less fury. Better you run into the demon or Satan itself than this guy, because hell has less fury than he does. Okay? You don't want to be angry around him, because, again, he will see you, again, as prey as well. So, anyway, yeah. So I'm going to leave this here. Anyway, so that's what you say. If you look at these, you can see what's going on in their mind, and that really is worrisome, that part that he's just got empty there. It means he's very vacant emotionally. Part of him is missing. Okay, he's not altogether there. Part of him is missing. And he wants to try to say again that the polar bear is the family, and look at the family unit. Isn't that special? No, they're cold. They're cold-hearted. They're predators. Okay, and again, the predator is above the bounding sheep. The bounding deer there. And don't forget, hell has less fury than this guy does. Okay. So he's really thinks he's conning these guys. I've seen the light. I've got it now. You guys have taught me something. Well, they've taught him how to con them in a way. Okay, that's what they taught him. Okay, and he thinks this is his, the feathers. This is going to be his freedom. He's going to con them. He's fishing. He's fishing for what he can use. Okay, to try to con them into thinking that he's reformed. He's not reformed in the least. Okay, like he says, his first thoughts were about, how can I kill my brother and get away with it? Okay, how can I commit the perfect murder? Okay, so yeah, this guy has not changed in the least. So sorry about that. The first time I went through reading, I said it was a serial killer. It's not a serial killer, but he is a killer. He has killed people. He has killed his brother. And he's a very dangerous predator. Psychopath. He is not changed one iota. So I'm going to leave this here. Thanks for tuning in. See you online. Aho. Again, predator, hell has less fury, always fishing, looking for the next fish, the next one that he can catch, he can prey on. Okay, he looks down on those that are weaker than himself. And these kids can cry if they want while he's attacking them. Okay, go ahead and cry. It's not going to do you any good, though. And then last but not least, we have, don't forget, he has that point down there of, why is this not open? Of just that vacant, there you go, that vacant area. the vacant area here. What did love and this and that get John Lennon? It got him dead. Okay. So anyway, I'm leaving this here. Thanks for tuning in. See you online. Aho.